Imagine casting off from a quiet harbor at dawn, the sun just peeking over the horizon as we set sail across the stunning Mediterranean. We're heading toward 18 destinations where beautiful coastlines, fascinating histories, and surprisingly affordable homes are waiting to be discovered. You don't have to be a millionaire to enjoy the sun, beaches, and laid-back charm of this region. Whether you dream of renting out a seafront apartment or planting roots in a centuries-old coastal town, there's a bargain to be found. Ready to hop from one shore to another? Stick until the end because that's where you find the best deals. Let's begin. We set our first course for Ikaria, one of Greece's hidden jewels. This island has a quiet, relaxing atmosphere and is even known for the longevity of its residents, making it one of the world's 5 blue zones. A seafront apartment can cost anywhere from $130 to $170, such as this apartment in Evdilos. In contrast to more touristic spots like Mykonos or Santorini, Ikaria has an old-world feel with its towering cliffs and pristine beaches. For larger detached houses, prices range between $250,000 and $400,000. Property values here increase by about 1.5 to 2% per quarter. With Greece welcoming more than 35.9 million tourists in 2024, you can see why Airbnb rentals on Ikaria yield around 5 to 7% annually. If you can invest more than €250,000, you can qualify for the Greek Golden Visa, making Ikaria both a healthy lifestyle choice and a great financial decision. We hoist the sails and chart a course over the Aegean Sea to Kavala, sometimes called the Monaco of Greece, thanks to its amphitheater-like layout spilling down to the water. A typical seafront 2-bedroom apartment in Kavala might be priced between $100,000 and $150,000. Kavala's old town was once a thriving 19th century tobacco hub, but today it is a magnet for travelers seeking pristine beaches and a more laid-back pace of life. A detached house spends from $200,000 up to $295,000. Real estate in Kavala grows by about 2.5% each quarter, and with the influx of holidaymakers, short-term rentals see returns of 5 to 7% a year. If you're up to a challenge, land plots start at around $50,000. With its international airport offering direct flights to various European cities and the Golden Visa program available for investments over €250,000, Kavala is very attractive. It offers foreigners to plant roots in this corner of the Aegean. A brisk sail along the Greek coastline brings us to Preveza, where Ionian and Ambracian Gulf meet. At Preveza, you can find seafront apartments for $90,000 to $150,000. Preveza is a calm town with Phoenician architecture perched alongside modern marinas. It's an ideal spot for those who love beaches, coastal hikes, and quick access to Lefkada, one of Greece's most stunning islands. If you prefer something larger, detached homes might cost from $360,000 to $630,000. The real estate prices in Preveza rise by 2% per quarter. Many tourists who discover this town in high season translate into Airbnb yields up to 6 to 8%. Even renovation projects in the $50,000 to $100,000 range pop up here and there. As with much of Greece, foreign buyers only need a simple tax number, known as an AFM, to purchase property. Casting off from Greek waters, we sail westward toward Albania, landing first at Saranda on the Albanian Riviera. Here you can find seafront apartments from $126,000 to $199,000. Saranda particularly gets really busy in the summer months, when it attracts budget-conscious holidaymakers. It's a great place for those who love the sun, as it has over 300 sunny days a year. With Corfu just across the channel, Saranda attracts more and more European tourists each season. The continued growth in tourism pushes property prices upward by about 3% per quarter, and Airbnb rentals commonly yield between 6 and 9%. Villas with sea views are less common, as Saranda focuses mostly on building apartments. But if you go more inland, houses typically range from $135,000 to $500,000, such as this villa in Delvina, which is about a 25 minutes drive from Saranda. Since Albania doesn't restrict foreign buyers, the purchase process is straightforward and owning property can secure you a residency permit. Gliding further up Albania's coastline, we reach Vlore, famed for its role as the birthplace of Albanian independence in 1912. Seafront apartments range from $165,000 to $300,000. Vlore's Mediterranean climate and steadily rising real estate prices, about 3% each quarter, motivate buyers from across Europe. Short-term rentals like holiday lettings tend to bring in between 6 and 9% a year. Detached homes with a sea view are rarer here as well. So many investors choose to buy land, often starting at around $32,000, if you don't mind leaving the panoramic views behind, of course. As with Saranda, no restrictions apply to foreign purchasers, and Vlore's developing infrastructure such as ferries, roads and foreign-funded projects keep it high on the radar for newcomers seeking affordability plus a slice of seaside Albanian culture. Our next Albanian stop is Durrës, just a 35-minute hop from Tirana's international airport. A seafront apartment might go for $170,000 to $320,000, with rentals fetching about 5 to 8% annually during the summer months. Durrës was once an important Roman port, and the town still boasts the largest Roman amphitheater in the Balkans. Since it is close to Tirana, it is a perfect beach getaway from the capital city. Property market in this area is growing rapidly here too. There are new roads, port expansions and tourism projects are popping up everywhere. Finding a detached home on the shoreline is tough, so working closely with local agents is crucial if that's your dream. Still, land prices begin at around $8,000 further inland. Albania, which drew 11.7 million visitors in 2024, remains 30 to 50% cheaper than Greece or Montenegro, and ownership of property provides a path to local residency. We now angled the boat northward, leaving Albanian waters for Montenegro. Our first port of call is Ulcinj, the southernmost coastal town in the country. In Ulcinj, real estate values climb 3% per quarter, and a seafront apartment can be picked up for $114,000 to $150,000. This town is famous for Velika Plaza, a stunning 12-kilometer stretch of fine sand, making it a magnet for ecotourism and a rising star for budget buyers. Bigger villas might run $120,000 to $380,000, often with panoramic views of the Adriatic. Foreigners purchase property here with relative ease, and owners can obtain temporary residency, which is appealing for extended stays. As for land, which is often located somewhat further from the coast, this begins at around $50,000. It's perfect for building from scratch, though certain beachfront plots may need special zoning permits. We push onward to Bar, one of Montenegro's largest seaports. Real estate prices in Bar have been climbing by about 2 to 3% per quarter, but remain significantly lower than other Adriatic hotspots. You'll find seafront apartments ranging from $140,000 to $260,000. This city has a lively marina and offers modern conveniences, but still holds its historic charm. You can even find an olive tree estimated to be over 2,000 years old. For villas with a sea view, expect to find something between $257,000 and $300,000. Short-term rentals on sites like Airbnb see about 5 to 7% returns a year. Although Montenegro saw a minor tourism dip in 2024, the outlook remains strong. Many properties offer excellent value compared to other areas in the Mediterranean. If you fancy starting from the ground up, land is often listed from $75,000. Foreigners face no major obstacles in the buying process aside from routine paperwork. Montenegro's property taxes are moderate and ownership qualifies you for residency. Traveling further along the dramatic Montenegrin coast, we arrive in Herceg Novi. Here you can find a typical seafront apartment ranging from $145,000 to $220,000. Herceg Novi is an ideal place as it is located at the entrance of the Bay of Kotor, surrounded by lush greenery and dotted with medieval fortresses. A detached house or villa can range from $230,000 to $500,000. Real estate prices rise by 2% per quarter and peak seasonal rental yields often hit 6 to 9%. The attractive thing about Herceg Novi is that it resembles the beauty of Kotor but costs about half as much. It's also known as the City of Sun, thanks to more than 200 days of sunshine yearly. Land for development starts at around $120,000. A 1 to 2% property transfer tax applies, and after 5 years on a temporary residency permit, you can apply for permanent residency. At this point, we chart a crossing over the Adriatic to Italy, arriving on the eastern coast in the region Marche. Seafront apartments typically fetch $149,000 to $245,000. Here is one in Porto San Giorgio, which is known for its beachfront charm and bustling marina. Marche is often overshadowed by Tuscany, yet this region offers pristine beaches, medieval towns and a gentle cost of living that many find more attractive than the glitz of the Amalfi Coast. Houses with sea views are between $245,000 and $500,000. The real estate market in this area grows by about 2% per quarter. During the summer, you can see Airbnb yields near 5 to 6%. In Italy, foreigners can purchase property freely, though you need a notary, and if you meet certain criteria, such as retirement or independent finances, the elective residency visa is quite attainable. If you want a rural renovation project, expect around $80,000 to $200,000. We drift southward to Puglia, the heel of Italy's boot, famed for its whitewashed villages, endless olive groves, and a coastline that stretches from Brindisi to Monopoli and beyond. You can purchase a seafront apartment from as low as $70,000 to $180,000. Puglia is known for its farming culture as it produces 40% of Italy's olive oil, yet it is also a popular tourist destination. Real estate has risen 2 to 3% per quarter here, and short-term rentals often yield 5 to 7% in the high season. A terraced or detached home with wonderful sea views usually climb to $190,000 and up. Foreign buyers need only a codice fiscale, and if you can demonstrate about $34,000 a year in passive income, the elective residency visa lets you settle long term. Some older properties in Puglia run as low as $40,000, such as this one set within a complex with swimming pool and close to the beach in Frigole nearby Lecce. You may need to obtain restoration permits before starting your project. Our compass points further south as we slip across to Sicily and dock in Sciacca, a charming fishing town on the southwestern coast. Seafront apartments are listed from around $60,000 up to $400,000. Sciacca is known for its geothermal bath, centuries-old carnival and thriving ceramic art tradition. Villas tend to fall between $165,000 and $350,000. It's cheaper than Taormina, a popular hilltop town in Sicily. In Sciacca, real estate prices rise by about 2% per quarter, and short-term rental occupancy can bring in 5 to 8% yearly. Italy as a whole hosted 48.93 million tourists in 2024, so it's no wonder that coastal property is a reliable earner. Foreigners can buy property without issues here, though older buildings might need restoration permits. You can often find land from $50,000 or sniff out a renovation project with sea views starting at $90,000. Crossing the Strait of Messina, we dock at the region Calabria, perched along the Tyrrhenian Sea. 2-bedroom apartments with sea views might be priced at $110,000 to $160,000. The region is part of the Riviera dei Cedri, with crystal clear blue waters and a much lower cost of living than central or northern Italy. Bigger detached houses could range from $197,000 to $500,000. Scalea's real estate market grows by about 2.5% each quarter, and many Airbnb properties record returns of up to 6 to 8%. Italy's purchase process for foreigners is straightforward, and if you have the necessary passive income, the elective residency visa stands ready. For those who don't mind a little hard work, renovation projects sometimes appear for around $33,000. Onward we go to Sardinia, anchoring in Bosa, along the island's western coast. A seafront apartment ranges around $120,000 to $300,000. Bosa is known for its pastel-colored houses gathered beneath a medieval castle, while the beaches and hills nearby offer a quieter alternative to Sardinia's fleshy Costa Smeralda. Prices for a spacious detached house or villa start at $270,000 to $500,000. Property in Bosa appreciates by about 2% per quarter, with short-term rentals earning around 5 to 7% a year. If your heart is set on a tailor-made property, land with sea views start from $40,000 and up, such as this one, more north of Bosa town. Rural plots sometimes require zoning permits, but once you own a place, obtaining residency is quite straightforward. Our Mediterranean voyage now steers west to Spain. We pull into Gandia along the Costa de Valencia. Here you can find seafront apartments listing from $165,000 to $350,000. Gandia is known for its large beachfront, connections to the Borgia family, and a property market less saturated than the Costa del Sol. Detached houses can run between $300,000 and $800,000, of which many found slightly inland with big gardens. Prices in Gandia lead by 9.5% in 2024 alone. Major infrastructure projects like enhancements to the port area keep the city growing. It is considered Spain's most profitable coastal city for rental investments, averaging yields of up to 11.6%. Plots of land for development might start at around $30,000, though the ones with sea views come at a premium. Whether you choose Playa de Gandia, Grau de Gandia or the city center, rental demand stays robust, especially in summer. Continuing south, we reach Torrevieja on the Costa Blanca. Here you'll find seafront apartments from $132,000 to $180,000. The surrounding of Torrevieja is lovely, with its pink salt lakes inhabited by flamingos. But what really draws people is the combination of low prices, vibrant nightlife, and an expat community exceeding 60% of the local population. For a big detached home or villa, they start at around $529,000 and can easily reach beyond $900,000. Property in Torrevieja usually appreciate by 2.5 to 4% a year, and short-term rentals bring an equally appealing return from the British, Scandinavian and German holidaygoers. Alicante Airport is close by, making Torrevieja well connected, ensuring a steady flow of visitors ready to enjoy the endless sunshine. We then sail down to the region of Murcia, nestled between Alicante and Almeria. You can find a seafront apartment for $115,000 to $300,000. The real estate market here grows by about 2% per quarter, and short-term rentals or even student accommodations yield 6 to 10% annually. Towns like Mazarón, Bolnuevo, La Azojilla and Isla Plana provide a sunny, relaxed lifestyle at 20 to 40% below the cost in the Costa Blanca or Costa del Sol. Villas with water views are between $480,000 and $650,000. The great thing about Spain is that it makes it simple for foreigners to buy, and if you meet the investment threshold, you might qualify for the golden visa. Smaller towns often require some extra effort to purchase property due to the zoning checks or clarifying property boundaries. But once everything is in order, the region's scenic coastline and strong tourism making it an appealing prospect. Finally, we swing our bow toward our last destination, Almeria in the southeast of Spain. A modest seafront apartment can list for $75,000 to $155,000. Almeria is a lovely and diverse area and is known for its unspoiled beaches, ancient Moorish influences, and the only recognized desert in Europe, used by Hollywood westerns for decades. A fully detached house with panoramic sea views typically starts at around $320,000 and can scale up to $500,000 or $665,000, depending on location and style. Real estate in Almeria grows by 2 to 3% per quarter, and short-term holiday rentals bring in 6 to 9% each year, particularly near the coast. Agricultural land in the countryside might cost as little as $15,000, but beach-facing plots demand a higher budget. With Spain's total tourism topping 138 million in 2024, Almeria still feels like an under-the-radar paradise offering promising returns. And so, our sailing adventure nears its end. We hope you've enjoyed sailing with us and that you'll soon find the perfect coastal home to call your own in the sun-kissed sea. Subscribe for more and remember to share it with someone who secretly dreams of a house by the sea as well.